90% of New Year's resolutions fail after 1 month, and only 3% of people who start the 75 hard actually see it through to the very end. And I think of the New Year's resolutions, I think only 6 or 7% of them actually get followed through all the way to December 31st. Now, I bring this up firstly because I've always been somebody who has struggled with self-conviction throughout the entirety of my life. Like, always been harder on myself, which isn't like a bad thing. I've always expected more from myself, but that's led me to go down like a personal development journey, and I've broken a lot of bad habits. But if you've been down a personal development journey and you've wanted to break bad habits, there's a 0% chance that you haven't seen something like the 75 hard or something like Muck Mode. Now, I want to be very clear. I'm not saying that these protocols are bad things to do. Okay, I just don't think that they are the most optimal. And I don't think they're the most optimal for a couple of reasons. Firstly, everybody's situation is different and unique. Everybody is at different stages of their personal development journey. Okay, but firstly, you should already be on a personal development journey. If you're not growing, you're dying. And secondly, these people don't carry the identity of somebody who does what they say they're going to do. And that is the problem. Because at its core, what we're really looking for when we try these challenges. Now, transparently, I've done a Muck Mode and I've completed it. But putting my pride aside, I've tried the 75 hard and I didn't complete it. I was one of the 97%. That's not an excuse. I'm not making an excuse for my behavior. I said I was going to do something, I didn't do it, right? That's bad on my part. But what the problem with the 75 hard though, and like protocols, is people are just simply looking to build self-trust. That is all we want at our core. We're just looking to be more confident in ourselves, believe in ourselves, and just have more conviction in ourselves. And I'm not saying these protocols are a bad way of doing that. Okay. But my thing is like 75 hard is a period of 75 days of following a protocol. Okay. At this point, I don't get down with 75 days or something, because it never ends. There is no such thing as a destination. Personal development never ends. Things like that never ends so they never end. What we need is a framework for developing self-confidence, for developing self-belief. What I've researched and what one of my mentors taught me was, instead of doing things like that, it's just, you simply, before you go to bed or once you wake up in the morning, you take a board or you take a piece of paper and you write down 3 to 5 things that you're going to do that day on your piece of paper or on your board. And as you do those things, you just check them off as you do them. And if at the end of the day, if you have checked off the 3 to 5 tasks that you said you were going to do, you have a calendar, maybe you hang it up on your refrigerator or you put it somewhere nearby, like you print it off or something, you just write a W or an L on the day. So if you did the 3 to 5 tasks, you write a W. If you didn't do the 3 to 5 tasks, you write an L. And why I think this is much more powerful is not because of just the scientific research behind it, but I've genuinely felt it in my own life. I felt it give me a much more powerful boost of confidence as I see myself writing W's day after day, or I feel myself like not beating up on myself so hard by writing an L, because I see the W the day before and I have another chance tomorrow, God willing, to write another W. And this takes me back to my point about everybody's situation is different. Again, we don't really care about doing those protocols, completing those tasks. We just want the emotion. We want the self-belief. We want the mental resiliency. We want the conviction. And this is by far, out of everything I've done, I've been in personal development, like focused on it for 3 years. This is by far the strongest way of developing that, in my opinion. And that's because it is a framework. It is not a protocol, okay? So, like my example, again, everybody's in a different scenario. Mine was gym, do a gratitude meditation, record this video, do a sales role play, and intermittent fast. For you, this could be something else, something that can relatively challenge you in a healthy way. Like I was really, like intermittent fasting, I was really hungry at 8 a.m. this morning, but I told myself on my task was to intermittent fast till 10 a.m. And I waited till 10 a.m. and I did all the other tasks. I get a W for the day. And as those W's start stacking, you feel more confident. So again, this is different just based on your unique situation. So let's say you eat 10 cookies a night. Instead, right on your board, I will only eat 3 cookies. If I do that, I get a W. And think of another 2 tasks that you can do. And it can be, it's so simple as, let's say you're going to the club some week, and I'm not completely against doing that. Let's say whenever you go to the club, you always spend $200 at the club. Let's say you realize that that's too much money. You write on your board on Saturday morning, I will only spend $100 at the club. And if you only spend $100, you get a W. It's about building self-belief. It's about doing what you say you're going to do. It's not about the protocols. And this is by far, to me, it is the best framework for developing that. So figure out what 3 to 5 things that you want to do on a daily, like it doesn't have to be on a daily basis. It can be different each day. Like for me, if I've proven to myself each day that I'm going to the gym no matter what, like I enjoy going to the gym, it's my favorite thing to do there in the day, I don't need to write it down because I'm going. It just can be something that gets you out of your comfort zone a little bit. Like a gratitude meditation, like I have to get into an emotional place, which I can struggle with, right? This YouTube video, I can struggle a little bit with making the YouTube video. Sales role plays aren't the most fun thing in the world, but it's about doing what you say you're going to do, okay? Now, don't make it like really easy, like have a post today. Make it something that's healthy and something that's attainable, because again, we're about building the self-trust game. It's about the self-discipline, okay? There's not a cap on discipline, and there's not a floor on discipline. Discipline is discipline. Conviction is conviction. It doesn't matter what stage you're at. Like if you're flat broke, you like to party all the time, it's just about, okay, you party 7 days a week, I'm only going to party 6 days a week this week. That's all that it is, okay? And I think my biggest problem with the 75 hard and protocols like that is people can often look at it as the tip of the mountain. And people look at it as the tip of the mountain. They don't take the first steps and they fail. I've been a victim of that. And I found that this is just a much, much better way to go about your personal development journey. Again, it's a framework. So before you go to bed tonight or first thing in the morning, maybe just start with 3 things that you will do tomorrow, that you will do today. And if I do them, I've printed out my calendar in November, I get a W on the 18th of November. And you keep track. And your confidence builds as you stack W's. That's all it is. And let's say at the end of the month you have 20 W's and 10 L's. Okay, next month let's try to have 21 W's and 9 L's. That's really, to me, this is just, it's by far, it's not even close. It is, to me, it is not close. It is by far the best way of becoming who you want to become and becoming a man or a woman of your word. So Hope you guys really found value from this. I would love to hear you guys' feedback, your thoughts on it. Maybe you completely disagree with me, but I hope you guys really try this instead of, doing the 75 hard. Again, I don't think it's a bad thing to do. Absolutely try it. You will get a lot out of it. But my thing is, at the end of the 75 days, now what? So for me, this framework will help you immensely. Don't put so much separation between yourself and your goals. It is a great way of developing self-confidence. And I think if you're in business or if you're in sales, like I've started to implement this, like 3 to 5 tasks that you need to do in your business. And if you do them, you put a W. And coincidentally, the more W's that you get in a row, the more money that you start to make. So, man, I hope you guys really found value from this video. I am pretty passionate about it because I'm somebody that's struggled with protocols. I've tried many of them, and this has by far been the greatest experience I've had in terms of personal development and self-confidence. So I'd love to know your guys' feedback. So if you have anything you want to leave in the comments, leave them in the comments. But yeah, until next time, God bless, guys.